listening to Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. With your hosts, Anthony R. Destiny, Joe Ferrani, and Jerry Kenna. Interviewing entrepreneurs, business operators, and investors. This episode of Between Two Bridges is sponsored by Paymark Payroll. Payday is the most important day to your most important people, and payday is made easy at www.payyourpeople.com.
Alrighty, episode 34 coming at you. Between Two Bridges.
What's up, guys?
Joe, you got something in your throat?
Good.
You missed your cue.
Tua.
We're going to start it off there.
There's a meme.
Yeah, there's
not
a
even a meme. It's a famous interview.
It's
I guess
viral.
She is very popular, but
Someone taught her
I think she was drunk at the time. I don't know.
blown out in Nashville.
They do interviews of patrons that are
Mainly
outside
just attractive
establishments.
females.
Or
And,
randomly.
They never interview like random dudes.
I saw that
No,
local
it's-
cartoonist Joe Voss was
You're
interviewed.
Right. He was in
There's
New
a
York.
whole account just on street fights on Nashville Boulevard or whatever.
Oh,
it's
really?
called. Yeah.
Broadway.
Broadway.
Last time I was in Nashville wasn't even cool, man. It was fun, but like it wasn't
It's odd.
it
I
wasn't
love
like
Nashville.
famous. It's
I
like
love Nashville.
like Broadway has like exploded.
It has. It has. It's
We-
like mini Vegas now.
Yeah, we had there was a local person here to us that owned a bar down there, you know.
That's right.
So like Mikey Hanlon had a place down there, and it was just like having a bar in the South Side or anywhere else. And now, if you would have had that same bar, it probably would be worth a lot more than what it was.
Fortune.
But this girl is now making $70,000 in the past couple weeks.
Is that true? So I've
I
seen
mean, I don't
like
have her tax return, but
yeah. Well, I've seen like all these videos where they haven't actually found her. Like
No,
she
they
kind of
found
went
her.
into hiding.
I found her.
Did they?
Yeah.
And she
I'll pull
actually
her
like owned up to it and was
Yeah,
like,
she's
Signing autographs, bro.
Hawk Tua girl.
Hawk Tua.
Miss Hawk.
I think that the fallout of it's been pretty funny. Like I've seen a video where like two dudes were like, "Who taught her the cheat code?" Like she wasn't supposed to know the cheat code, you know.
Yeah.
But my wife doesn't think it's amusing at all.
name's Haley
Mine
Welch.
doesn't either.
Haley Welch.
Shout out Haley Welch.
She'll be on episode 40.
We should get her on. It's funny. I said it to my wife. I'm like, this girl, like I kind of feel bad for her
Yeah.
because she
lost her job supposedly.
She lost her job. She was a preschool teacher.
Yeah. Well, they're always the crazy ones, you know?
Yeah. She was a preschool teacher from what I read or saw on TikTok or whatever. So she lost her job, which I think she's suing because like
Wrongful termination.
Yeah. But I kind of feel bad because she lost her job. She's viral. Everybody in the world knows she's kind of a whore. All her friends and family know that her
poor dad.
Yeah, her poor dad is like, oh my God, my daughter.
Yeah.
But then at the same time,
what if he like owns up to it like a softball parent and he's like got the chalk on his window of his van? He's like, I'm Hawk Tua's dad. Like, let's roll, you know?
But then at the same time, like this is the world of the gig economy.
Yeah.
This is the OnlyFans generation. Like she could be a multimillionaire by the end of the week.
Correct. And what's funny about that too is like I go back to that movie Idiocracy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these are the things that are steering us right into that movie. The ouch, my balls when they kick each other in the nuts. Yeah. It's like, those are the things that our kids enjoy right now.
Yeah.
But that's one video I don't want to pop up my kids.
She has a fundraiser to raise funds for an attorney.
Oh.
She should just open up an OnlyFans and she can hire any attorney she wants.
She sells shirts, stickers, cups, decals, flags.
They'd all say Haktua?
Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's spit on that thing.
2 words.
The best part of it, though, it's not like, obviously, like every guy's like, yeah, but it's like her personality. She's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like it's her laugh. It's like, get me.
Well, remember the girl that was like, remember the girl that was like, catch me outside. How about that?
Yeah. It's
She's
the catch me outside girl.
Millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Like millions. And that was like, before going viral, it was viral. Like, it might have been.
She was like the first girl to go viral over it.
And like loaded. Like, so I get where like the stupidity comes in. Like, you know.
Danielle Bregoli.
What's her net worth?
I wonder if that's on there. It's on the Google. Come on.
I don't get it.
Yeah, net worth is a funny thing.
It's going to make me depressed.
Yeah.
Guess.
Is it on there?
13 million?
I have a number.
Higher? 25 million?
$20 million.
$20 million because she's
5
cash
words.
me outside out. How about that?
Every word is $4 million.
How about that?
You know, I was talking to a customer and they said that this is the summer, like all of our kids are home for the summer now. And parents have it tough, like stay-at-home parents have it real hard. And she was like, we've determined this is the summer of fuck around and find out at our house. And she had a kid that was at a summer camp that got in trouble, and the kid wanted to go back the next day. And she was like, look, it's not that you're not allowed to go back. I'm not letting you go back. And now we're prorating this shit, and you owe me $90. And the kid's like, what? And she's like, yeah, I told you, it's a summer of fuck around and find out.
I like it.
So I'm adopting that parenting aspect of things because kids need to know, man.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, your kids are a little bit older than mine. I think my kids, this is their last summer.
When's the first day of school start up again?
38 days. But yeah, I mean, kids are wild, and this is the shit that makes them even crazier because they're like, Dad, I don't really need to pay attention in school. I'll just fuck around and find out and go viral, and I'll be a YouTube star. And you know, who needs education? At least with us, we were like, dude, we'll just finish. We were like, we'll just finish cement for the rest of our life. Who needs? And they're like, how are you going to figure out how much cement to get? And we're like, fuck, you got me.
Oh yeah, I got to do math.
Yeah, math and geometry. Yeah, but now with this is crazy. That's an ass load of money.
Yeah.
Speaking of ass loads of money, Pittsburgh Business Journal released top 97 of CEOs or corporate pay in Pittsburgh.
Who's number one?
He was from Asus Company. He made $27 million.
Top CEOs in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And then there was like several executives from Dick's Corporation that were on there.
They do make a lot, but I don't even fucking like shopping at Dick's anymore.
Right. And
I don't sell guns.
Yeah. Well, here's my question.
It's fucking a joke.
How am I getting a fair price on consumer goods when you have 5 people making $40 million in your organization?
Yeah.
Like that money's not coming. Like people aren't like, oh, it's so convenient to shop here. Let's throw the tip on the tip line. Yeah. That money's built into the product of their store.
Yeah. I was surprised. Like we just bought a bicycle for my son.
Yeah, we talked about that.
They had 2 bikes. They had not 2 bikes, but they only had 2 brands.
You know why? Profit margins probably aren't big on those. But Nike tennis shoes, they're making clean money on that.
Yeah.
You know, they're cleaning up. I mean, the golf club markup is 50%. So,
is it really?
Yeah, I mean, because when I was in college, we had access to like a direct buy through like TaylorMade, and so if a club was $250 or $300, we paid $1.50. We paid half price.
How about how much golf clubs have gone up?
Big money.
When I bought my clubs, when I was in college, and I bought my clubs, and I thought they were expensive then, and I think I bought TaylorMade burners, which weren't like the highest end, but they were decent. Yeah. And I think my driver then was like $200.
Right.
You can't get a driver now for like less than $4.
Dude, and not even close. Yeah, new driver $600, and what they do is it's like phones. They're only good for so long because then the next one's coming out.
Yeah.
Every year they're coming out with something bullshit new. It's crazy, and that's I guess how these CEOs make 27. Like Ed Stack he's not even the CEO anymore of Dick's Corporation. No. But he's the highest paid board member.
And you're a golfer though. Like my driver that I bought in, just call it 06. My TaylorMade burner that I paid probably $250 for.
It's worth about $9.
Right. But is it that much? Is the new stuff that much better?
No, because
it's worth $600
I mean,
more?
if mine swings,
I mean, I'm not very good at golf.
I think we all hit that point in life where like like when I was playing a lot, I'd be like, oh, I'll buy this, I'll buy that. It'll change my. It's not the Indian, or it's not the arrow. It's the Indian. It's the guy swinging it. Like I have a 5-year-old ping driver now, and I'll hit it past people that have brand new drivers. It's just the guy swinging it.
Yeah.
You know, because like I like watched a lot of old timers when I play a lot, and they all had this like really old putter in their bag. Somehow it just dropped the ball in the bottom of the cup. And I'm like, well, I paid $300 for this putter and $200 for this, and I'm still not making putts. I'm like, well, it's got to be the guy holding it, you know? At some point.
For sure.
So, but yeah, I was shocked. Did you pull that list up from the Business Journal?
Yeah, you got Grant Oliphant, the president of Heinz, president and CEO UPMC.
Is like
Paduda's in the top 10, which
Billy.
is
That's an old list. Billy Paduda. He's
Laura Carrot.
He's
how's Heinz still on there? He's not even. Is Heinz even still really?
Billy D from PNC, Scott Izzo from the Richard K. Mellon Foundation.
The largest. I'm not even gonna. Maybe you're better with names than I am, but the president and chief executive officer of ANSYS,
AJ Gopal.
20. He was the highest paid business official. Like CEO in Pittsburgh last year, $27 million. But he came from like Hewlett Packard. Like that's like the chain you got to get on. If you're going to get those kind of jobs, you got to have one before that. But yeah, the Journal just Pittsburgh Business Journal released this shit just to piss you off. And they're like, I'm paying $700 a year to read this shit. Now it's just making me angry.
I stopped the subscription a while ago.
I did the online only, and then I got really jacked off because something pertaining our FlexSource business here in Pittsburgh, our big distributor, they moved from New Jersey into Pennsylvania, and they had a nice article about how they were relocating, but it was in the Philadelphia Business Journal, and I didn't have access to it because I only pay. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck everybody.
That's bullshit.
How about that?
Yeah.
You know, it's getting to that point. I think I say this all the time. I always thought I wouldn't be that old miserable prick. But
we're heading there.
It's getting there, buddy. I'm 40. 10 years from now, I'm going to be like,
this fucking country.
Yeah, I'm going fishing. Give me my icy light. Leave me alone.
So when this episode drops, I will be one day from turning 40 years old.
Oh.
It's not going to change anything, bro.
No, I know.
You're going to wake up. Miserable. Stress is going to be there.
Ugh.
Bullshit's going to be there.
40.
You will be 40 then. No, you're the 9th.
11.
The 11th.
A week after Jerry.
So we'll celebrate your 40th in Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to a destination wedding, both of us, and what a crock of shit that is.
Destination weddings?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine was in Oakmont. Fuck it.
Mine too.
Yeah. I mean, hey.
Where was yours?
On Valtry's.
At Valtry's Center? Yeah. At the event center.
Paid for it myself.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I was at the Greek church. BYOB, baby.
It's gyros this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be away.
Wonder how much they make.
Oh, I've heard $375,000.
It's $11 gyro this year.
Yeah.
No shit. Are you serious?
Yeah,
I believe it.
I've heard it's big bucks. Like, you ever see the Greek church having a car wash?
It's pristine.
Or a fucking bake sale? They fundraise 3 days out of the year. They figured it out.
They now sell trays almost year round.
Yeah, you can
they've monetized very well.
Yeah, the Steeler games, like two away games a year, they have takeout gyros. For those that don't know, the Oakmont Creek Food Festival will have come and gone by the time this is released, but they have
big business
down there. And I feel that there's probably people capitalizing on that internally, but good for them.
How do we get in on that? We should have a Between Two Bridges on site.
Well,
we could, but
I know we're talking in the future.
We're not getting in unless we're Greek.
Well,
we're kind of on the outs.
Saturday the 29th, which will also be before this is. Well, I might be dancing Greek down there. Who knows? I mean, we do have a Raider golf outing. So I might be Greek and baptized in the Allegheny River by the end of the weekend. Who knows? The opportunities are endless. So.
Yes.
So I put the finishing touches on that pretty much today. It was an easy process this year.
Yeah.
That's part of getting old, dude. I'm like, hey, if you don't enjoy it, fuck it. I don't care. Don't come back next year. We don't even have to have this next year.
Yeah.
Like, meanwhile, like in years past in my life, I would struggle. Like, we used to do this triathlon called Ginsbinge, and I would work so hard at it for like 3, 4, 5 weeks.
Triathlon's a little misleading.
Well, no, it's 3 sports in one day.
Event.
It was a triathlon. It was, 18 holes of golf, a cornhole tournament, and a bowling tournament. And if you think it's easy, fucking come on, get. We'll have another one. I keep joking about bringing that back.
I mean, you should. It was a good time.
It's been 9 years, maybe 10 years we'll do it.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe we'll have the Between Two Bridges triathlon.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And then I just remember, like, I won it twice.
Yeah.
And like someone was like, dude, you always just pick events you're good at. I'm like, dude, you think I'm just going to pick 3 things I suck at?
Right.
We're trying to win, baby.
Like ice skating.
Well, I can't find anything I'm bad at. So.
Yeah. Well, I thought about adding synchronized swimming in the fucking Allegheny, but
turns out I'm pretty good at that too.
Yeah. Turns out I'm on my way to fucking Paris. Did you guys see did you see the Olympic trials? Katie Ledecky won her like 1500 free by 20 seconds.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I saw Sha'Carri Richardson from LSU. She's a sprinter. She got suspended for weed last time, which, if you're high and can run faster than me, good for you.
Plus, like, is weed even like a drug anymore?
That's right. It's like, not a performance enhancing for a sprinter. But she won her trial. She'll be out there this year.
I always think of that half-baked was like, you're in here for weed? You ever suck toe for weed? Yeah, that's exciting. I like get like real some way. I feel a certain way about the Olympics. Like I get like patriotic about it. Like,
dude, you watch it every time?
Yeah, well, I try to, but it's on like usually weird
times.
I'm kind of disappointed about the avenues they took with the golfers this year. Like Bryson DeChambeau just won the U.S. Open, which is our country's open, and
he's not in it.
He did not qualify because his points won on the Live Tour do not credit towards the world golf ranking.
For Olympics.
Well, it's a world golf ranking, so he was 10 in the world, and there was 4 other golfers in the United States who were ahead of him, so they got the spot.
Yeah, I saw that press conference. He basically called everybody out. Said they're a bum.
Yeah, he pretty much called him out, and then Reed Canton said, like, hey, man, I made my choice. He also said that he went broke after signing his lucrative Live deal.
Really?
Yeah, he's invested a ton of money into, like, golf performance studios and, like, different things inside of his own community. But he'll be all right, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he's not, like, fucking dry cleaner broke. He's like, well, I'll make another million next week.
What's your biggest loss, Joe, in business?
I'm living it right now, man.
You're not taking an L, though.
I think I am. I think
L only means you give up. That's
right. And that's
now you're just taking it on the chin.
It's a loss.
Yeah, you just keep taking it on the chin. Like,
boiler go broke. Would you buy bad equipment?
I think one of the biggest hits I ever took was like April of COVID.
Yeah.
My old boiler.
Business.
My old boiler blew a hole in the side of it. Like we made like $100 for the day. Boilers are still expensive, $25 grand.
Yeah.
And I'm walking into the boiler room and there's just steam blowing out of the side of the shell of the boiler. And I'm like, well, fuck.
That's not good.
Yeah, that can't, like, there's no duct tape. That you're not, what's that? Spray flat.
Oh, yeah. Any bad deals, Jerry? Bad clients? Someone take some dollars from you?
I think we're still living it, though. So
yeah, like, I mean, we're just still fighting every day. I mean, there's just, trying to roll with the punches, and, we're going through, and I've talked about it in previous episodes, I'm revamping some things, and we're going to, we talked about it, not this last episode, but the episode before, and actually there was a reel that went out online, and it kind of got a lot of traction, got a lot of views about scaling but scaling correctly.
Scaling's important.
And had a conversation with a client today, and he hadn't even seen that reel or that episode, but was talking to me about how he's a construction company. He owns a construction company, and just small. Historically, he's only been him and a couple other guys just doing just a handful of small jobs, but focused. And then he grew and had 2 other crews last year and made a lot more money gross wise and lost money net.
Right.
And
new trucks, new tools,
and I'm not, this is all information that he told me, and I'm not, obviously not going to say who it was or anything like that, but
Steve Smith, we're listening to you.
But that he felt like his work product declined because he wasn't able to, and we use the word micromanage, but that's got such a negative connotation, but he wasn't able to kind of watch the jobs and make sure that they were up to his standards. So he felt like the product that he was delivering to his customers weren't as good as they should have been.
That's a big problem.
His margins, his margins weren't as good as they should have been because he had these other crews. When he wasn't babysitting the crews, they weren't doing the jobs that he wanted them to do. They weren't doing it quickly enough. They weren't thinking 3 steps ahead, which you're doing construction work, so like if you're you can't just rip a wall down. You have to look and be like, okay, well, there's electrical, there's plumbing in there. You have to have a plan for what it means to take that wall down and what you're going to do with all the things inside it, and have a plan on how you're going to handle it.
Even like trips to Lowe's, like if you forget something, you're going back there and that's an hour.
Yeah,
it's time and it's money.
I just lived that the other day. I needed a 1-inch union for what I was doing. And I'm like, all right, spend 5 minutes here looking around before you and I'm only 20 minutes from Lowe's and 20 minutes back. And my problem with Lowe's is they don't carry anything over 1 inch. And anything they carry in 1 inch is reducing you to 3/4. Everything I'm doing is 1 1/4. But I found I found the 1-inch union soldered onto an old piece of pipe, and I cut both sides and put it on. And I'm like, oh, I'm golden. I didn't need to go anywhere. But a worker is just like, oh,
gotta go
I don't
to
have
Lowe's.
this shit, and I gotta go to Lowe's, and I gotta buy a Monster Energy drink on the tab, and stop at Five Guys and grab a cheeseburger. And then, by the way, it's 3:30. It's time for me to go home.
Yeah. So we had a long conversation about that episode of the podcast and about how you scale, and just because your top number's higher, just because your revenue number's higher, doesn't necessarily mean that that's a success in business. And we're living it. And there's my business grew a lot.
You hear a lot of people brag about the gross. Well, I do 4 million. Well, it's like,
I've said it on here.
Take home?
Right.
Yeah, I've said it on here 100 times. I've been to these conferences with these other operators in my same industry, and they talk about having 13, 14, 25 locations. They brag about like their systems and the way they do things. And I'm like, that's all good and dandy, but throw your fucking W-2 down. Right. Because that's the only thing that really matters at the end of the day.
What did you take home?
Yeah. So if you took home 190,000, good for you. You made more than I did. But like, I didn't make that much less than you fucker.
and you had a lot more stress.
Yeah. And you're stressed to the max. Like, like I'm at a point where this is the old miserable Joe coming out in me. It's like, my nut is going to be 1/4 of what it used to have to be. And it's because people have gone by the wayside that work for me. And one of our biggest problems in our business is like we have ebbs and flows. Like we have busy seasons and slow seasons. But I, as always, as a business owner, felt like, all right, well, this girl works for me 12 months out of the year. It's not her fault that we're slow in February.
Yeah.
So I will pay her to come in and do nothing, essentially.
Right.
And take it on the chin because I need her in June and July. In like August, we slow down. But like May, June, and July is a primary big time for us. And then like you turn around and they're fucking gone. It's like that. Write this on a calendar somewhere because you're done doing this for people. I will start to lay fuckers off. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I know who's with me and I know who's against with me. I'm 7 years into this business now. I know the customers that I need to take care of, and I want more like that. I don't want these fucking people that are like, I got to go to a funeral. I haven't had my suit cleaned in fucking 8 months because it's been sitting in a ball in the corner of my house. can I get it today? It's
That's
like,
me.
dude, but fuck you. You're one of the few customers that does a lot for me too. It's a two-way street. But like, get your shit together, and like, I can't chase those $20 bills because like, as you chase them, there's 50s flying out the fucking window behind you. It's like, I'm like so happy where I'm at. And like, I wouldn't have never had the balls to do what I did. Like, people have helped me along the way to get to this point. But like, as these people leave, other people around me are like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, fuck it. I'm golden. Like, I get to start over, like, and fresh and organized. And like, I don't need to chase every tie and shirt. Right. I have other businesses. You know what I mean? Like,
you have multiple revenue streams.
And the people close to me don't even realize that sometimes. They're like, well, what are we going to do? I'm like, well, I bought another business. I've told you this, but it doesn't click with them.
Right.
I'm like, there's more than just this going on. Yeah. And like, my best employee, she's like, as long as you say we're good, we're good. I'm like, all right, we're good. Cause like, you might not be pressing shirts tomorrow. You'll be taping boxes closed, but like, we'll have something for you to do. And like, I'll always make her salary no matter what. And I'll make mine. And that's what I got to worry about now. So. And then I get to rebuild, like, which is not an opportunity. A lot of business owners get into a situation where like they have to keep going because that's the only option that they know. But like, tear it down, rebuild it. Fuck. So I'm only 7 years in, but July 1st will be Doro's 75th anniversary on McKnight Road.
Oh,
so like, and it oops. I actually contacted the Trib and was like, want to do an article about our 75th and how we're moving? They haven't gotten back to me yet.
Yeah. Fuckers.
Fuck them. They, I don't advertise there. Just like we didn't advertise in the Pittsburgh Magazine. And if we would have.
Maybe we'd be the #1 podcast in Pittsburgh.
I lived it. I was the #1 dry cleaner in Pittsburgh 2019. I deleted the 2019 and I still use it on my email sign log. Best dry cleaners in Pittsburgh.
You earned it.
It's not a lie, dude. 2019.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought an ad. An exorbitantly priced ad.
Of course.
Was real proud. Went down to the casino, man. They gave me a booth for $175.
All right.
Get to celebrate with the winners.
Perks, yeah.
And so we didn't advertise, so we lost. But fuck, we're Jagoffs too,
Yeah.
What do you spend on advertising, Joe, a year?
I'm at a zero right now.
Unless the IRS is calling.
Very little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of my advertising is local sponsorships, kind of donations, but in forms of advertising where I'll sponsor an event. I'll donate
T-ball,
to the a little
football,
league.
Golf outings.
Yep. Car
cruises,
stuff like that. Yeah, that's where I spend my money.
That's what we do. And the thing is like, there's always that one good customer that comes in and asks you to do it. Like I think we did something for like Shaler golf team, and the female golf team. And I'm like thinking, I'm going to get zero from this. But as long as this dude doesn't cash in the gift card, I'll do it again next year. Because I've had that happen. I had a customer every year. He'd come in and he was involved with the church in the city. We're putting together Chinese auctions. And then he'd come back a month later with the same gift card I gave him. And I'm like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
So during COVID, I told him, we're done. We don't do that shit anymore. And he was like, well, maybe I'll find someone that will. I'm like, well, then take your shit there, dude.
All right.
Like, and those are the things in business, I think, that come with age. Like, I remember listening to some guys that have been in it a little bit longer than me, specifically my industry. They're like, well, I'm just fed up and sick of it. And the guy I bought the cleaners from, he goes, dude, you're so happy and nice to everybody. He goes, I give it 5 years. That fucker was wrong. It took 7.
I think it's not that, I don't know. I think that things have changed a lot in business, and I think it's a really hard time. I saw somebody making it was a political post, and I
took the bait.
I unfriended them. That's my bait. I'm like, I can't even be bothered with this person anymore. But they made a comment about how they thought the economy's great, and if you're struggling right now, it's because you're lazy. And and as a business owner, and especially in a business owner in my field where I'm dealing with other business owners,
yeah, you're like a psychiatrist.
Dude, it went right through me. Yeah, and I'm like, man,
You have no fucking idea.
You have no idea. But see, that's the problem right now. And you're not the only business owner that I know that has that feeling right now. And it's unfortunate. It's becoming harder and harder to have empathy because it's so hard right now because of how hard this economy is and because people aren't realizing that we're the ones that are getting squeezed. It's not, prices have gone up on everything. So our costs have gone through the roof, but there's only so much that I can increase my prices.
Well, yeah,
so I have to pay my people. I have to pay my, my tax software doubled in cost.
Right. And your people need to make more money. Even the people that have been here, that inflation's hitting them. But like what I've run into is now, for years, I'd raise my prices. It'd be a dime, 25 cents. If I do a 10% increase, it's $1. And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Because if my numbers tell me I got to raise my prices 10%, I just got to go in there and put it into the system and say 10% across the board. Shirts are going up 50 cents.
Yeah.
But like a normal customer might bring me, like a good customer would bring me 5 shirts a week. A lot of guys used to bring like 5 shirts. That's like an okay customer. I'm asking you for $1.25.
Right.
Okay. A week on a quarter. Like if you can't figure out where you're going to get fucking $28 from.
Yeah.
You're probably not my ideal client.
Yeah.
But I do have customers that have bitched and complained so much about prices that I just put them on like a freeze on price increases, and they're paying $3 for a fucking shirt. And then they come to me because my landlord put a rent sign in my window. I'm like, you're leaving. I'm like, yeah, dude. Fucking couldn't raise my prices. Now I'm closing. I'm like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm just shutting up shop. I'm done. They're like, well, what do you I'm like, yeah, dude, couldn't afford it. You ruined me.
Just like the
fuck if I'm going to sign you up for home delivery at $3 a shirt. Shirts are $5 a fucking piece.
It'd be done.
Yeah. And they're usually people that, I probably shouldn't say this, but they're usually people that are involved in church, take their paychecks from nonprofits and fucking just mow down small businesses along their way.
Well,
so that's
church is a business.
Kind of where I was going, maybe not so.
You want to chuck a church.
But small businesses are the ones that are getting squeezed right now because all of our costs have gone through the roof, and everybody seems to be taking it on the chin when it comes to going on Amazon and buying whatever you want, or going to Macy's and buying whatever you want, or going to Giant Eagle or the grocery store, wherever you're listening to this, and spending whatever you have to spend to buy whatever you need to buy. But when it comes time to go to the small mom and pop shop, small business, everybody seems shocked that prices have gone up.
Yeah, and we're fortunate though, because like Jeff Bezos hasn't come for us yet. Like he's not in the dry cleaning
to buy us,
yeah,
right? Or to compete with us. Yeah. You're right, but my point is that our suppliers have all raised our prices.
Oh,
so we and our employees have all become more expensive, and now we have to raise prices, or we're not going to survive.
Right.
And you're talking about CEOs that are making $27 million. I'm not making $1 million. There's nobody at this table making $1 million.
First time in my life last year, we did $1 million in revenue. And let me tell you what that equates to. $43,000 in arrears.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like, you're not, I just beg people to understand that these small businesses are struggling. They're hurting.
Well,
and if prices go up at a local restaurant or at a local, grocery store or a local service business, like it's because we're getting squeezed, man.
I was there 2 years ago. Like I really felt bad about raising my prices. And then I realized that like, if let's just say like Landmark's not there to do your taxes next year, do 1,000 of your customers just say, fuck it, we're not filing our taxes next year?
No, they have to find somebody else.
They find somebody else. And I think that was one of the things during COVID that taught me as a business owner, these people aren't your friends. They're clients of yours, they're customers, they're polite to you because you have something they need. But the second that like I had one customer specifically say, we're going to stick with you through this. Like we do so much, we'll take care of you through this. Dude, they spent like $400 a month I'm like, my rent is $5,000. You're not even fucking close.
Yeah, but $400 a month in dry cleaning, that's a lot more. I mean, I don't spend that in a year.
They didn't spend anything near that.
Yeah, but I don't spend that in a year in dry cleaning.
Well, yeah, because you're a slob accountant, man. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, fucking, you need to have a better appearance.
Got it out for you. That's true.
I do a lot for him.
Don't you go fuck yourself.
You know what I'm saying?
Every accountant used to wear a white shirt, fucking blue suit, red tie, you know?
I guess.
Not anymore. Fuck.
I don't know.
I'm changing that game, buddy. I'm changing that game.
Dude, what was that? There was a franchise tax place. So like, do your taxes in your underwear.
Yeah.
TurboTax?
Yeah, probably TurboTax.
Yeah. Don't get audited. TurboTax is like, we don't even know who the fuck you are.
Yeah. And just
new phone. Who dis?
Oh, man. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the world right now that's just fucked. And one of the things that drives me nuts is these people that like Haktua. She made $70,000 to date. She's going to be $7-8 million soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because as soon as she wraps her head around the fact that I can open up an OnlyFans and just start spitting on that thing. Listen.
And now a brief word from our sponsor.
This episode of Between Two Bridges is sponsored by Paymark Payroll. Are you tired of spending countless hours juggling payroll calculations, tax filings, and compliance regulations? Well, say goodbye to that chore and let Paymark Payroll take the burden off your shoulders. With our secure online portal, you can access your business information from any internet location, even your phone. Employees will love the ability to receive direct deposits, and they can access all their pay stubs, tax forms, and information through their own portal. Focus on growing your business while we take care of the rest. With top-notch customer support, we're always here to assist you with anything, at any time. Don't let payroll stress hold you back. Choose Paymark Payroll and experience the freedom to thrive. Contact us at payyourpeople.com for a personalized consultation and a demonstration of our powerful payroll solutions, and see how Paymark Payroll can better your workflow. That's payyourpeople.com. Join the growing list of satisfied businesses that have embraced the convenience and efficiency of Paymark. Payday made easy. Your business deserves nothing less than the best, and that's exactly what Paymark Payroll delivers. Now back to the show.
I don't know. I just think that the common person is fucking sold their soul to the devil. And they feel that the government's going to help them out, and there's more to come, and this, that, and the other thing. And like, there's no one out there to help you. It's over. Like, the help is done. Like, we're at a point in our lives right now where like, you got to work for it, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know,
what did Reagan say?
The scariest
words in English language.
Yeah.
I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, and that's where we're at. I mean, because people did get $600 a week for doing nothing.
Yeah,
and that's never coming back around. It's a once in a lifetime thing. Like, our own government can't afford to do it again.
They couldn't afford to do it last time.
Stimulus check.
Remember
those?
The stimulus checks, the unemployment, the pandemic unemployment.
What did you buy with your stimulus check?
I don't even remember.
I bought my shower door, dude. I think about it every time I get a shower. I'm like, fuck, I'll give this fucker back if they just fix the economy.
I have to get a new shower door. Mine broke.
I'll put it in. Let's go.
Is it hard?
Double A Concepts.
Yeah.
Buy that shit.
Is it hard to do?
You have a sliding door? Or
sliding glass door.
It's easy.
Hard. It's not hard?
We'll do it on air next week.
Yeah.
I don't think I want my bathroom on the air.
Wow. It's going to be on the internet, right?
We'll blur the background.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah. It'll be clean, though.
We don't want to see your hawk to a soap on a rug. Fucking, you know what I mean? Oh, fuck. This episode's off the rails.
It's gone.
Did you break it or what?
Yeah, I think, probably one of the kids opening and closing it fell off the track, and I think the track broke. So, yeah, I got to get a new door.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it just keeps falling off the track.
Just like this episode. It's off the rails.
It's off the track. One of these days, I'm going to be in there. It's just going to shatter, and I'm going to be in there just fucking naked.
Yeah,
well, I think that 9 of our listeners out there are just waiting for when Franny throws up on his shirt, rips it off, and fucking goes crazy.
He already ripped his shirt off.
Yeah, but that wasn't on the air.
Yeah.
That was the flood episode.
Should have been a reel.
Dude, you were on the air with no shirt on. You walked through the film.
I was in the...
Yeah. What episode was that?
24.
Maffey episode.
Maffey's doing some parking lot resealing. Shout out Maffey.
Maffey's a hustler, dude. He's doing maintenance work now.
He does hustle.
Or Destiny, I need to know.
Maffey was 23.
I said 24. That's not a bad guess.
You were pretty confident with that 24. I was just rolling with it like you knew.
Yeah, I was drinking. I was drinking during that episode. My shoes were
There's a shocker.
Dude. my favorite shoes, you were like, oh, those shoes are fucked. I'm like, nah, they're good. I wore them home. They dried. I can't even get my feet in them anymore.
Oh, really? They're all swollen.
What were you going to say?
I said, you've been hustling. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, man. So I'm self-employed, I guess you could say.
100%.
We're going by that. Not 100%.
Okay.
So 2 revenue streams.
Right.
I won't talk about the other one.
It's in your contract. You're not allowed to talk about it.
I just, we'll talk about that off air. But yeah, man, working probably 50 hours a week. Property management, any type of remodeling, home maintenance, landscaping. Did some electrical the other day.
Residential, commercial?
Residential.
Yeah, don't do that commercial.
Everything residential right now. So,
how's that working?
Won the second quarter, I'd say. So we're at the end of June with this episode. So just stacking quarters.
Chasing
20s right now, but hope to scale. I guess the next thing would be a helper if we're talking growth. But you have to get revenue at some point to support that.
Any geographical areas that you're focusing in?
I was in Pitcairn the other day, Penn Hills today. Been all the way out to Greensburg.
Just any sort of general maintenance.
Yeah.
So if you have like a couple properties,
have some real estate friends. So I've been partner up with them, but I'll go anywhere.
Nice.
I got Wi-Fi, so little mobile unit, and it's going well.
That's good,
I'm
man.
Enjoying the hustle. Joe, to your point, I enjoy the work, so it's that's
I always think I picked the wrong field because I know a lot to like. I've been in
technology for 20 years, and I don't. Yeah, it's on a phone. Yeah, that's cool. Or you can go to a website, but I actually get to see my work, and it's very satisfying.
Yeah, I remember like towards the middle of COVID, I bought a job trailer, and I have all the tools, and I was like, man, I should just get into this shit. I enjoy it more. Like when I remodeled my house, it was probably like the longest enjoyment.
Yeah, I mean, we have that Augusta. I mean, we have US Open next year, so I guess my goal would be to have my house
ready to roll.
95% done in my head by.
It's never done, bro.
I know. That's what I'm saying. For that particular event, I would like to have it on the market. I give myself 100 days.
Yeah.
From now.
It's hard to work at home. Plumber always has the leaky sink, you know?
Yeah. So my taxes aren't done.
Neither am I.
It is hard to go, flip houses all day and come home and do your own. But I don't know what kind of time frame you guys are on, but I'd like to have it out there 6 months prior to the event.
I have some old pictures of my house when it was like done.
I've done a lot to my house since I bought it.
Yeah.
That's whole basement's redone.
Yeah, that's the way I feel like before we moved in, I have those pictures.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like done then. I needed like 3 more fucking weeks at my house and I wouldn't have to worry about anything. But like my daughter's birthday party, like she wanted to have it in the new kitchen. So we had it and then we slept there that night and we never moved out and I still need 3 more weeks. Like it's just one of those things, But my house is like, I love my house. It's unique that like I'm happy to be home, and I think that's what happens when you work.
I do get charged up at home. Yeah,
you're working 50 hours a week. How many weeks
at the side hustle?
It's not tax season. Yeah,
you're technically I'm over
70.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I thought that those days were behind me recently, And then this week I was
yeah, I'm on the other side of the spectrum from you guys, so I got to start over for it. Yeah, so
I'm starting over too. We're all starting over again.
Yeah, buddy. There's some not. I never stopped that.
Wouldn't call myself a hack because I have insurance. I file my taxes.
One of the things that pissed me off was when the
financing. I'm not asking for deposits up front to finish other jobs and shit like that. So
yeah, and it's a character thing too. Like,
I don't half-ass things. So it needs to be. We were talking standards earlier.
Yeah. It's a character thing. Like
if I don't like something, I'm taking it on the chin and paying for it myself. I broke a sliding door the other day. I was just like, I'm going to go buy another one because I can't walk away.
I'd returned that shit. I'm like, this shit was defective. Dude, funny story.
I guess I could return it.
Funny story. Like when I did my house, I did a lot of it on the cheap. Like I did a lot of the work so I could pay a little more for the towel and like
towel.
Yeah, and I was putting them in. So one of the things that I was like, you know what? I want my front door to be flush, square, perfect, no bullshit. So I bought a custom front door with like 2 side lights.
Expensive.
Paid a guy to like come help me put it in. And we close it and I'm like, what the fuck? It's not closing. and the dude looks at me, he goes, you just paid me to get it in. It's in. I'm like, motherfucker. Like I want to be able to slam the bitch when I'm angry, and I want to be able to 2-finger it when I'm happy. You know, like I want it to be a good front door that I feel it's a.
And it's not right.
He's like, dude. He goes, it's not me. It's not you. It's nothing you can do. He goes, the door's fucked up. I'm like, bullshit, dude. I'll shim the hinge. I'll let it. So I fuck with it like 4 hours.
Plane it.
My father-in-law is not a contractor. He's screwdriver, maybe drill, probably not guy. So he comes over. He's like, he's looking at it. He goes, doesn't look right. He grabs him. He goes, grab that 6-foot level I had, and he puts it on. And the door was bowed. It was a 1/4 inch out.
The frame or the
door? The door bowed. So I call Lowe's, custom order door, and I tell them what's going on. They're like, well, it happens, you know. So they're like, you got to bring it back to the store. I'm like, this is an 83-inch door with 2 side lights.
Yeah.
And I cut the banding. Like, you need to come fucking get it. Like, I'm not bringing it back. Because if I bring it back, you're going to be like, well, you dropped it off the fucking truck on the way here. That's why it's not working.
Yeah.
So, like, all right, we'll send it out. Like, they waited for the new door to come in. And then the old door's there. And the guy comes. He's like, well, we can't touch it. I'm like,
what?
Because it's in the frame. I'm like, well, it's only held in with a 2x4. Like, we'll get it out. Like, let me just take the 2x4 and then I'll lean it to you.
Yeah.
He goes, we just can't touch it. I'm like, okay. When can you touch it? He's like, when it's out of the frame. I'm like, okay. Push the door right out of the frame onto my front porch. One flipper into the yard and was like, it's all yours now, pal.
Did you get a new door?
Yeah, they brought the new door up.
All right.
Fuckers. So I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Were they like typical like Lowe's delivery people?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's why
those fuckers.
I won't order appliances from Lowe's anymore because they subcontract all that out.
Yeah.
So those guys, and I have rentals, and I've ordered because Lowe's and having it delivered is the path of least resistance. I know I pay too much.
Right.
It is convenient,
but I can have it delivered to the rental. I don't have to pick it up. I don't have to carry it up the steps. I don't have to do it. I just show up and be like, that's where I want it. But then every time, it's like they find some reason why they can't do it.
Yeah, it's our algorithm.
I can't bring it up those steps, or oh no, I can't. That door's not. Or I can't do that.
It's
I can't.
Crazy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you get a fucking horse off Amazon. Dude pulls up in a Mercedes van, fucking throws a hay bale out on the horse, and is like, "Have a nice day."
I'd like to get
those people are subcontractors.
A sponsorship from them. I should call them tomorrow. No, I order from Dormont Appliance.
Yeah.
So Dormont Appliances, all their delivery people are W-2 employees from Dormont Appliance.
Right.
Nice.
So when you
local,
and when you order from Dormont Appliance, their guys come out in their truck.
Yeah.
They carry it in.
I dealt with Dawn's. So if they want to have a bit more,
same deal. But so like, and I've told them like, I called and they have a sales guy that answers the phone, and you talk to them, and like I'm on a first name basis. And we go through like, oh, well, this one will work. Well, I don't have that one in stock, but if we do this one, I can have it there tomorrow, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Their guy shows up. They put it in. It's always right.
Right. So Lowe's, 40 man. And miserable.
Since 1949, they've been in business.
Yeah. So I might say I'm 40 and miserable, but like I'm 40 and I fucking know better. I think that's what happens to old people. Like I fucking know your job better than you do.
But here's the thing. Dormont Appliance, small business, locally owned, mom and pop shop. Yeah. They might be a couple dollars more than Lowe's.
Headache's gone.
No headache. And I've gone there and picked the stuff up from them because it was a better experience and didn't use their delivery because it was going to take too long, but no problem. I'll just come get it. I'd still rather deal with Dormont Appliance than buy shit from Lowe's.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, Lowe's is these fucking places. They're not in it for guys that are trying to make it happen. Like,
they're there for Joe Homeowner just going in because he needs a dishwasher and it's some college kid or some,
I'm like breaking all my cardinal sins too. Like I'm doing some stuff at the new building in ProPress. And I'm like, I used to be a solder guy. We talked about this with Mara. I'm like, fuck, now I'm pressing fittings on. And what are you going to do? I mean, you got to adapt, but everything I have ever needed in the last 6 months, Lowe's doesn't have it. I mean, they didn't have my fucking Blackstone when I needed it.
They didn't?
No, I had to go to Tractor Supply.
Really?
Yeah.
Tractor Supply is a good store.
Where's our Tractor Supply?
Natrona Heights, baby. Up in right Cam Yawkey country. Right? Mm. Yeah. That whole area is blown up. I mean, there's a Taco Bell. There's an O'Reilly's Auto Parts.
Where?
Right, like when you go, remember the old Lieber & Son Dodge on Freeport Road in the Heights? The Jeep
is that
dealer?
Like past Heights Plaza? Like out by the Walmart?
Out more closer to Sarver.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Walmart there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then right in front of the Walmart's Tractor Supply.
I got it.
Yeah. So it's good to see places develop like that. I mean, we had Cam on. He's doing a lot in the Heights.
Yeah.
The Heights need somewhere like that if you're going to try to. Like, as much as somebody wants to help an area, you need these big companies to fucking come in and build up the area. But Lowe's is shit, and Home Depot, you're not safe either. You suck. Yeah. Yes. Then, like, I deal with a supply. Like, I have to go to a plumbing supply yard to go to, like... Yeah.
Where do you go?
So I use Famous Supply, the old Pittsburgh Plumbing down in New Ken. They have one in Melwood, one on Rochester Road.
Is it open to the public?
No. So that's part of the problem. Like, and when I walk in this...
What do you need, a tax number, or what do you...
You create an account with your business name. But, like, what's funny is I walk in, like, looking like this. And they're like, sir, we don't sell the wholesale. I'm like, RGS Holdings, motherfucker. I'm on the inside. But they have stuff too, and it's just, I don't know if it's a world that we live in now that, like, you're just not gonna be able to get what you want wherever you go. Like, I needed a 1 inch,
especially on time. Those days are long gone.
Yeah. And they expect you to be okay with it, and it's like, well, I've allotted today for this. So now what I've done is I make orders for delivery. And I order in excess of what I need.
Yeah.
And return it.
Yeah. And I learned that from my stepdad. Like, back in the day when, like, a 1 inch tee was like 90 cents, he had 100 on the truck at all times.
Yeah.
And, like, you're like, yeah, but that only cost you $100. Now it cost me $400. But what is convenience worth? Because I'll just, like, if I write down a part sheet and I'm like, I need 9 inch and a quarter tees, I need 9 90s. I'm like, fuck it, give me 11. Like, because I know I'm gonna fuck something up, right? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm $2,500 of cast iron 6 inch pipe sitting there.
My problem is, dude, I'm horrible at returning stuff.
Yeah, well, that's where they always went. I'm the same way. I'll use it someday.
I had 3 boxes of tile in the trailer that I forgot about from my flip that I sold in December. And I had my trailer out last week.
What's that towel looking like?
It was fine because it's fucking heavy. It didn't move. So I actually, my brother's in the middle of a flip, and I'm like, hey, you need some gray tile? He's like, actually, that's exactly the tile we were looking at.
Fuck him. We could have put it in the new patio, the new space, the podcast space.
Yeah, I gave it to him.
Fucking AJ wins again.
He wins again.
Anything to share there?
What?
The new space?
Sent the agreement over.
Okay.
So we're just waiting for the attorney to review it and send it back. So nothing to share yet, but I did share on Facebook that
Big things coming.
Big things are coming. I've shared it with a couple clients that I've seen in person, but nothing public yet.
All right. Yet.
Well, that's like yet. Well, that was like I'm not afraid of change. I'm afraid of telling people about change.
Why?
Well, like my customers, I don't want to tell them. I don't want to. Like I still have a rent check to pay for July now.
Yeah.
So I don't want a lot of people to like get worried about it. But when my landlord put that sign in the window, he did me such a favor because it pulled the Band-Aid off for me.
Yeah, he forced it.
So people come in, like day one, I'm like, we're in negotiations. And they're like, who the fuck puts a rent sign in a window of somebody that's in negotiations? And then I was like, you know what? You need to cut the act and just tell these motherfuckers, like, look, I tried to stay. They're fucking $2,000 out of my budget. Is what it is. And it's been good. I realized one thing. I might have to Uber to some of these deliveries because they're like, dude, I got a whole bar in my basement. Come over, hang out, have a drink, pick up my clothes, and be like, DUI is fucking $15,000. I made $4 on this transaction.
Yeah,
I'm in the fucking rears.
Yeah,
but yeah, the customers have been real. I mean, I say that they're not your friends. I think I said that earlier tonight. But they care about your business because your business provides a service that they trust.
Yeah, and my client, a lot of my clients I've had for a long time, and I've become close with a lot of my clients. And it is hard to take that to make changes where you're raising prices because you feel like you're hurting somebody that you really care about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like you might lose them or like you might upset their lifestyle. And it's like what we do though should, like the money that we charge you, the additional money should not change your lifestyle.
Right.
Like we're a service provided to you.
And like we've said before, if we don't make those changes, if we don't survive,
you're going to pay more anyway.
Then what then? Then we're not even here to provide that service because I had to shut down because I couldn't pay my bills.
Yeah, yesterday I went and I toured dry cleaners in Brentwood that they're having a property auction and they're auctioning off their contents. And I think that that's what happened to the owner. Like, first of all, he got duped into a business with like a big number that they were making, and then he never made that number. But the other part of that was, I think he did the retention method where like, I'll charge less to retain customers because I need to have X amount of customers to make this make sense. But like he needed to do like the reduction method where like, I'm going to charge more than everybody else because I'm the only one in this area. And now like he couldn't come up with a nut. So like this poor guy bought this business off a very successful owner and
lost it.
Well, I have like an inside track to this guy because I know him, and he's off in Italy and like chilling and hanging out because he got out at the right time. And the new guy just couldn't make it, you know? And it sucks because he got duped a little bit and then he fucked up. Like his fuck up was, I can't charge more because of where I'm at. But it's like, it doesn't matter if you're on the fucking moon or if you're on Hollywood Boulevard. You need to do your numbers and charge according to your numbers.
Yep.
And that I'm guilty of it sometimes. I let it slip by. And like I said earlier, like the 10% rule, like a 10% price increase isn't that much. But now it is. Like if I can get an extra $1, and you really look at it when you're doing the work. Like if you do every tax return, you're like, I ain't fucking making enough money.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm starting to do all the work again. And I'm like,
especially when you have a day where you're just stressed out and you're just getting bombarded and you're just like, this isn't, what am I doing?
That's the voicemail I left with the trip today. I was like, you have 2 stories right here. It's going to be either come tell my story or you're going to get one because I'm going to snap the fuck out on McKnight Road. You're like, man in underwear pressing pants loses his fucking mind.
You left that message for them?
Yeah. I want them to know I got a personality, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's some mouth, bud.
Yeah, it's getting real close.
Say that.
We're getting there.
Could say that.
Oh, Joe.
Well, they didn't answer the other 4 messages. What the fuck? Spice it up for them. They're in the media.
Joe
you know?
versus the Trib. We'll see who
well,
wins
they're just,
there.
it's fucking a crock of shit because like
Have you reached out to anybody like on Facebook or anything?
Yeah. She's too worried about writing stories about like fucking goats eating fucking grass on a hill in Oakmont.
Okay, so you reached out to the girl in Oakmont?
No, not her. She's not from here. Somebody else. Her name's Joyce.
That's who?
Yeah.
Okay.
But let there be a pandemic and then they fucking call you and then they want to be up your shit day one and come interview you. Because I've had the news. I've had KDK and Channel 11 in my place.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And like you accommodate them. But as a business owner, when you reach out to them, well, it's on their fucking terms. You know, it's their schedule. It's their situation. Which is kind of shitty, you know?
Yeah.
Because everybody gets excited when the news calls them. Yinzer's in the news. Like, yeah, it's down there. I seen the whole thing. So my big thing now is like, I'm working, I'm doubling down. Everybody's doubling down. And what my fear is that if something happens to me, like, what am I doubling down for? I mean, I lost my father at 44. We're all going to be 40 soon. I'm 40. And I need to figure out a way to like make this work for them also, because I know the life insurance policy will take care of a lot.
Take care of your family.
Well, when you know, they say the further up the ladder you go, the further your ass sticks out.
Yeah.
Well, when you get this far up the ladder, your ass is sticking out. So like, I have enough life insurance to cover buildings, property, things, but like, there's not a ton left over after that.
Yeah.
You know, because like how much, you can't be like, give me a $3.5 million life insurance policy. I mean, I guess you could. You're going to pay.
Yeah.
You're going to pay.
But like, I'm covered on my losses and like, they would be flush. My thing is like, how do we keep the ball rolling? Because my 5 and 7-year-old aren't old enough to be like, all right, we could step in and take care of the business, Dad. Like, we could make this work. So I set it up initially to like some of my employees would just take a board position kind of. And then that's changed dramatically. So now it's like in the air. So I don't know if you have something set up for your company.
I really don't. And I think about that a lot.
You don't want it to die with you is my part.
And honestly, I mean, that's a risk for a lot of my clients because they're so, I mean, my bigger clients are pretty heavily invested in us, you know, not financially, but you know, we hold a lot of their financial records and, you know, we do their payroll and their accounting and their taxes. And, a lot of our clients, especially the larger ones, we handle pretty much all of their financial needs.
They would be spooked if something happened to you.
Some of them wouldn't know what money they have in their account, you know, and necessarily where to go get it. And so, yeah, it's important to have a chain of command in your business that if something were to happen, and it's not necessarily even has to be something catastrophic like you had a heart attack and died, or you got hit by a bus on McKnight Road, but you know,
you knew what I was going to try to do tomorrow.
You got hurt and you can't come to work.
Right.
You know, who runs the show? Things can't change.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've talked about going fishing for a week and can your business continue to operate? But, you know, what if it's not fishing? What if it's I'm in the hospital for a week because I broke my leg or I broke my back or, you know, I fell off a ladder at my house or something like that where now I can't work and I can't be there. And, you know, yeah, knock on wood. But, there's a lot of things that could happen. And you have to, you know, that's the you know, sometimes we find ourselves here kind of talking shit on employees. I love my employees and
me too.
Yeah. And couldn't do even half of what we do here without them. And last week I got to see that firsthand when half of them were on vacation. But you have to empower them to be able to do more than just menial tasks, because if something were to happen, they have to be able to step up and run things and be able to operate your company, because anything could happen in any given day.
Well, and that's the thing, like in a small business, as a small business owner, you're like, dude, I do it all.
Yeah.
You know, I would never ask any employee to do anything I wouldn't do. I do it all. But that at some point you outgrow that and you got to figure it out. And I was talking more about the finality of things, like our succession plan. The business provides for my family, and there is no reason that if I die,
the business can't continue to.
The business can't provide for my, because I'm the most excessive spender in my whole organization. Like if I go away, I'd probably make more money.
Yeah. And I have, and like you mentioned life insurance, and my, you know, I have properties, and I have debt on all those properties and mortgages and things like that. But I have toys, and I've talked about that before. You know, I have a Corvette, but like everything that I've bought as far as toys, I make sure that they're paid off or paid down enough that if something were to happen to me, my wife can sell them and get out from under them. Same thing with the properties. So the debt on any of the assets that I have, I'm not that concerned about having life insurance to pay those off, because I know that like all my rental properties, she could have a fire sale, sell them all for 80% of the value and still have money left over. Or she could keep them, and I own a property management company, so she could just collect that rent every month.
My thing wasn't like, I'm not worried about what we owe. Per se. I'm worried more, like, I guess it's narcissistic. I'm worried about how the fuck it keeps going, because I didn't put my life into this for me to die. And then the sign goes dark and the business is gone. I built this system and I've worked it so it can keep going. Right. So like maybe not now. And like I would hope not tonight. But like what I'm saying is like 6 years from now, if something happens to me, we have a revenue stream that's worked, that has provided a lifestyle for my family. I want that revenue stream to keep going. But also in respect to like the people that work for me, they've gotten a paycheck and they've lived a good life. I don't want them to have to go look for another job. So we had a plan in place where they became the decision makers for the company. And then the company got to vote to do what they wanted to do. But the only thing is like my paycheck was guaranteed back to my family. So they would have owned my company. The employees would essentially, we'd be like the Thermo twin windows of dry cleaning, employee owned.
No, but what happens if, I mean,
they fuck themselves? If they vote a wrong way or they make a bad decision.
They can also fuck your family.
Well, no, they just lose their paycheck.
Your family.
Yeah. But they still have all the assets to sell. They would own the bit. Like it's that's why I had to do what I had to do, because like when you put that on paper, it makes sense. But like there's no asset that is the building, which is the big nut. Yeah,
exactly.
So like
you have to have the asset.
Yeah. So if
all
like,
the value.
Yeah, if they all failed, my family failed, and Gumberg just sued everybody and everybody won except for us.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to do what I had to do. But it's here.
It's something to think about. I mean, I would be willing to bet that 95% of small businesses have no succession plan.
Yeah.
Probably a huge percentage, not that high, but a huge percentage of small business owners probably don't even have the necessary life insurance to make sure that if something happened to them and their business stopped tomorrow, that their families would be okay.
Right. And
like you said, I'm the same way. I'm the spender of my family. So
put it nicely.
Yeah. I mean, if something happened to me, I have life insurance. You know, our household expenses are relatively low. The majority of the money that we make gross wise, just the business just churns. Businesses just churn. You know, the dollar amount that we make at the end of the day is, you know, the life insurance policy. My wife would be fine. But like you said, I don't want the business to go away.
Right.
And there's I have family that works for my business, and I don't want them to all of a sudden be in the filed for unemployment looking for a job
or the crosshairs. Like the thing otherwise is like people say, I did this for this business, I did this, and no one knows where they really fit in.
Yeah. And
they're going to argue like, well, I did so much for this business. And it's like, well, unless you lay it out now, they don't know. They don't even know. So like all your employees could be like thinking they're entitled to something. And I try to lay it out and it works out, but I don't know.
Yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough. And it's
good luck fucking finding a replacement for me.
Yeah. It's another issue another issue for small business owners, but
yeah,
it's an issue for all people. I mean, if you're an employee and something happens to you, I mean, your job will be listed before your obituary.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That I've heard that before, and there's a lot of truth to that. And there's never a Brinks truck falling a hearse either, you know.
Nope.
So, but I don't want to be too grim, but like that's the facts, Jack. Like these things keep moving, you know. And I said it earlier, like your customers, they'll find someone else to do their taxes.
They have to, because the IRS wants them done every year.
And they'll find another dry cleaner.
Yeah.
You know,
because somebody's going to die and they're going to need their suit for the next funeral.
Yeah, maybe for mine.
Maybe for yours.
That'd be a kick in the balls.
Yeah.
Take your fucking suit to my competitor. To come to my dude, I'll tell you what, I'll grab you.
I'll get you.
You might never kiss the corpse, but a corpse might kiss you at that one. So, well, that's a week in a life.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week.
I think the heat gets to everybody.
Yeah,
it's the second quarter in the books.
I got a couple weekends of
killing it.
Couple weekend trips coming up that are massively.
Yeah, it's vacation season.
I need a break. I need a little refresher.
See, refreshers don't do it for me, man.
I just need to get away. I just need to be able to. We're gonna go to camp.
Yeah,
I'll be able to turn my phone off.
It's done.
My camp is done. We're going to my in-laws camp. My camp is pretty much done. We were there last weekend. We took some appliances up and took some furniture up, and the deck is pretty much built. The frame's built. Got to put the floor down, the railings, but pretty much everything inside's all done.
We're gonna shoot up there in September. I think we can do on site in September.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hunting season.
Yeah, I need a little archery. I think that I'm at a point in my life where there's so much going on that you could take me anywhere and I'm not going to be able to relax.
That's tough, man.
It sucks.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I was sitting there thinking today, I'm like, I should take my laptop to camp and I could just work on new engagement letters. And I'm like, yeah, that defeats the purpose of going away.
Yeah. Right. I'm in tax season right now.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like my business slows down at the end of July. Like we'll slow down. It's just this move. It's just,
odd.
You know, you bite it and you chew it and you spit it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. So we'll get there.
Mic drop.
Thanks, guys. Haktua.
Oh, wait.
I think that's how we should end it now.
Clean start on 3.
Is patented?
We're all going to do it.
We should. I should trademark it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Haktua.
Thank you for listening to Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. Find and follow us on your preferred podcast streaming platform. Like and subscribe, and leave us a rating and review. You can join us socially on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Yes, we still call it Twitter. You can email the show at info@betweentwobridgespodcast.com. Until next time, make it till you rake it.